Mungkin kajian kita sudah sampai di visi dan terus selanjutnya.
We would like agency support for this area. So they will submit to us as a national project, national priority, national specific situation. Then we have the regional priorities, which we call regional projects. So for example, Indonesia, Malaysia, because they are neighboring, right? Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, they talk together and then they say, oh, we have these common issues of this pest that is traveling from Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, affecting our crops. We need to work together, right? If they work only in Malaysia, the pest will go to Indonesia. Only Indonesia, it will go to Thailand, and then it will go to neighboring countries. So you need to be addressed together. Like for example, Oman is sharing waters with Bahrain, with Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, right? You are sharing
Yes,
waters.
we share together and help another country to then introduce this issues. Yes.
Because you are fishing, your food source fish in the same water.
Yes, we have a lot of fish and we have the island because that one is island country because it has near the sea because we have a fish.
So if one country do not have a proper pollution control,
yes,
then it would affect the food source of other country, right? So you might want to work together to address the pollution issues which affect the food source for your countries. So these are another areas where the countries can submit to us a project that they need to work together. In IEA, we work by region. Asia Pacific is from what is the border? Syria up to Pacific Islands. This is within our division of Asia Pacific. And then the African region is very near to the Middle East, right? And then the Egypt and so on, it belongs to Africa. And then we have Latin America, and then we also have Europe. Let's say Egypt, Tunisia, together with the Middle East, have a common issue. That means it's across region. This is what we call interregional project. One. Another one is a global issue, like cancer. For example, if a country would like to establish a food analysis laboratory and they do not have it yet, they want to learn from another country how it is established. So managers would like to know what type of equipment, how much is the running cost, how many resources is needed. So we provide support through funding them through scientific visits to visit other country to see how it is established and run. What's important in all this project is sustainability. That means after we support the country to establish the laboratory, have it running, we want to ensure that it continues running and it can stand on its own. So therefore, it is important to know that the country it's a priority of the country. The country also have the funding to support the other, to build the laboratory and so on. Because our funds is not that much, as I mentioned yesterday, it gives very strategic and focused solution of what you need. If a country already decide we want to establish this food laboratory, they would have the funding, the land, and the infrastructure for it. What we are providing is the expertise for them to be able to fast track to establish this. In particular for the national project, we may provide through the DC project some equipment and material. So under the RAS 0079, we send to several schools, depending on your counterpart, some teaching tools that the schools can use to teach the students. Expert assistance, and then also we support opportunity for you to attend conferences, symposiums, and seminars. For example, the TC conference, the IAEA conference, also conference outside running all over the world. Because understanding developing country might have funding issues to attend those conferences. And those conferences can provide valuable network for you to meet other experts on the issue of the conference. Okay, next. So in a TC project, many people are involved, as you can see here. The core team are your NLOs, National Liaison Officers, National Liaison Assistants, counterparts, that means the leaders of the projects, the one who submit to us, we would like to have this project. This is the core team we call, because the project belongs to you. Let's say you submit to us a project to establish, for example, you want to, I think Indonesia submit a project, they want to introduce, to put NST into the curriculum. They put it as a national project, right? So you are the owner of the project. Most of the work is by you. What we are doing is, if you need expert to come to talk to your decision maker to share how other countries are doing, we will support them. That's why we are called project support team. The program management officers from PC project, like myself, I'm also a program management officer. The technical officer, the one from the other technical division, providing the technical backstopping of the HTC project. The other TC staff, the one who is communicating with you. This is your ticket, this is your itinerary, this is your money to spend for while you are here. So those are all the TC staff. And then we have the other partners. For example, the donors, international financial institution. Under this project, we have a lot of support from the US, from Japan, who either put money or share their expertise for this project. Next. If you have any question at any point in time, just raise your hand. So meaning, each project is a shared responsibilities between the member states and us. We are responsible to ensure the funds are being utilized effectively. You are responsible to ensure that the project move forward and actively communicate with us when you need our assistance. So now I wonder, nobody is asking where all the money comes from, right? Nobody is asking. Where does the money comes from for all the projects? You're not curious? You don't care? Yeah. The money comes from your governments.
Yeah.
Right? It comes from your government. So it's each and your government are the one, because we are sort of a UN organization. That means all the countries in the world agree this organization is needed to and mandated to do 1, 2, 3, as I mentioned, mandated to do 1, 2, 3. And if we are mandated to do 1, 2, 3, we need to have the funds to do it. So it's each and your respective government who put the money in this organization for all of us to be here. That is one point. And then your government agree technical cooperation projects is important for your country. So they put another pot of money, more money, only to fund the TC projects. Right? So besides your countries, there are also countries that do not have TC projects, the developed countries. We call it the donor countries, like Japan, Korea, in our region, Japan, Korea, India, Australia, New Zealand. That's it, right? Yeah. They also put money in this pot for the technical cooperation project. So our responsibility here in the PC department is to ensure these funds, which is being entrusted to us, are being used for the right purpose. Next. Therefore, all of our project is results-based. Any project that is submitted to us, we will review to ensure it is able to reach the target. So any inputs meaning that if you want explanation, we want to ensure what is the explanation for, what will it produce. It should be contributing to the outcome of the project. So in a education project, you cannot ask for an explanation for a hospital because the scope is different. I'm telling you, perhaps you will have future PMOs in this group working here. we would really like more PMOs from our region because they would understand better the situation of the region. Next. So this is PC in Asia Pacific. We have 42 member states and territories, and out of these, 72 are the TC recipients. That means 37 has a TC project, while 5 do not have a TC project. And out of these 42, 8 are least developed countries, and 6 are small island developing states. And in our region, we have 2 regional programs because they discuss together and they agree they need a project together. The 10 state parties of the Arabic speaking countries, as you can see on the screen, and also 22 state parties from the east of Asia Pacific, from Australia until Vietnam. Next. So how do we know what are the priority of the countries? So each country that have a TC program with us needs to submit a country program framework. It will outline the collaboration with IAEA for the next 5 to 10 years. So they will say what are the areas of priority. This is an example of country. And then when we receive their project request, we will review based on the country program framework. Next. So in 2021, that was the previous cycle. Health and nutrition, food and agriculture, safety and security are the top 3 needs of the region. Next. So for this cycle, 2022-2023, next, 2022-2023, it remains the same. Food and agriculture, health and nutrition, safety and security. And that's why we choose the topic, food security and human health, for your video submission, for the students' video submission, because it remains a priority almost every cycle for our countries. Next. And to make all this happen, we need human resources, right? They are the enablers. We have a country requesting a project for nuclear medicine, and we need to train medical physicists. But we don't even have one person in the country that reach the baseline education level that we can send for a fellowship to take masters in medical physics, because this is the requirement, the recommendation by the IAEA. Medical physicists need to have a masters in medical physics. So we want to help, but we cannot help because there's no person, and therefore it is a big criteria, a strong criteria to ensure that the project is successful. Hence, we come to this project because we want to build the understanding, and then we want it to be included in the formal education. Next. So this project, so I don't know if you recognize anybody on the picture. Below is Philippines, I think above either Malaysia or Indonesia. So therefore, this is what we have in the project. Next. It should not be here, but it's okay. So I have some documents here. I know it's heavy. I'm not sure if you want it. But if you want it, tell us, and then we will give you one, because this is heavy. This contains the journeys of your countries with us. We have Oman, we have Philippines, we have Indonesia, we have Malaysia. Story in here. What TC project that they have with us, and then what they achieve. Anybody who wants it can inform everyone. So maybe Bridget, tomorrow you can bring. You just put here, and then you can take it. Maybe on your last day.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy. If you don't want it, give it back. Maybe you buy something and say, oh, no. It's too heavy for the souvenir. So, you can have a look, and then you can decide if you want it or not. You can write your name if you want it. And then we also have the postcard of this project, Raja 079. So everyone can take one. So as I mentioned, all this is possible by partnering with every member states. Those who had received, who had been trained by IAEA can later become IAEA experts. Some of the teachers, they attend the activity, they will train, and then later they are in the position to train others. So it's like partnering and technical cooperation among the developing countries. You are trained, you are in the position, then you give back. So here are several institutions who had signed a practical arrangement with us, sharing their, indicating that they are willing to share their expertise, their facilities, and also their know-how. Here, I just would like to share, some previous initiatives through various TC projects. The first one, this one, Antarctic. This is a inter-regional project gathering scientists around the world how to do sampling and analysis to detect the changes to the vegetation and so on because of the climate change. So therefore, scientists around the world who are participating in this project are using the same techniques. So that later when they share their results, it is understood that the same techniques is being utilized to assess the impact of climate change on the mountains, the most vulnerable vegetation and areas around the world. So here they went to Antarctic, they went to very remote places. Below is this is an Arasia project, the project between the 10 Arab states countries, because they have a issue with pollution, the air pollution, because they are very dry and then dusty. So they want to map how the pollution looks like across the countries. So they are being supported to the project with the equipment and the know-how, how to do sampling and analysis. They are sharing the laboratories to do the analysis. So at the same time, they start the sampling in 10 locations at the urban areas. So they want to see from the samples. Here, the harmful algae blooms. I think this is an issue for Philippines, right? Because it affect your fish. Here, they are being trained. They went to Tahiti Island, do some diving to take some